Colby, how did you feel?
Felt pretty good. Felt good to be back out there. My weight was a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. After when the media would go longer than 4 minutes, there was a bit of a typhoon in my lungs. I just dying for air. But overall, it felt good, and obviously good to be back in front of the home crowd.
What, just to watch that first basket go in, that the atmosphere huge relief for you at this point?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely worked hard more over the last 3 weeks than the time before that, just because there's not much you could do in a boot. But definitely felt good to see the first one drop, and then a couple more drop after that.
I was going to say, you talk about the guy to your left there. Sorry, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on playing on an unreal level. He makes the right play a lot of the time. If you're open, he'll find you. If he's in his mode, he'll just score. And that's, the dream to play with.
How mentally draining was it for you to be out for 13 games and they're losing, they're on a slump, it just not, and everyone's saying, oh, when Colby Dugan comes back. How mentally draining was that, and how nice was it to be back out there and look so good as a team?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely tough to do, or to just be watching and not be able to do anything. I can help out in practice, but it's not the same as being on the court with the guys, and my voice is more impactful when I'm out on the court rather than on the sideline, because I'm going through stuff with them. But then, to finish non-conference with 3 wins and then get this one tonight, definitely feels good, and I feel like we're headed in the right directions.
Jalen just talked about when did you start feeling it? Because pretty much feeling it all night.
I feel like I got to play better in stretches. Obviously, I had a big scoring. But at times, I would pretty often, like 4 turnovers, thinking a couple of them like back to back. But I kind of felt really good. Well, obviously, in the first half, that second half, where I kind of got on one, got himself that as a graduate guard, but you can't have 4 turnovers at the honor guard position. I definitely got to play better for full 33 minutes that I'll duck.
I think it's fantastic.
Ending my best. Jalen, just to have Colby there, to have kind of everyone in their position that they're supposed to be in, to have an actual 4, how much more comfortable was that, especially in the second half when you looked really good?
No, it's great to have him back. I told him this countless times that when he gets back, he's gonna suck. No, it feels great, man. You got a first team guy, right next to me. Man, he draws a lot of attention to himself. He's been already in this league, so he's comfortable in this league. He's well respected in this league. We're gonna get his wing back, because obviously, we're gonna have him, play more than 23 minutes tonight.
Get down the stretch. Was there something with your foot bugging you again, or just didn't have it last?
No, I was fine. I felt fine. I was just on minutes for shit. 25 to 2, but
okay. See you in 25 minutes.
Hey, for both of you guys, first CAA game in this building here in TD. How much fun was tonight?
Tons of fun. If we didn't start down 17-3, it would have been more fun. But second half when we got rolling and Jalen threw up some shot that definitely a shot. Chol slams it down, TD starts rocking. It feels good.
Was that fast?
That was not Knowles. There's no way how that was nuts, dude.
It went straight to his hand.
How would you define green light then, Jalen?
Green light?
Yeah.
Green light is it's a tricky term. So, because I was just going to, get fit green light, be quite honest with you. But when you're feeling it, you're not really, thinking about, green light and anything like that. You just, want to play the game the right way. Obviously, when you see a couple of buckets go away, the basketball, it's, really big. But a couple of them threes, I wouldn't say, they were the best, taking threes. But they went in, so you can't, really be too mad about that. But, it feels great tonight, for sure.
4 relatively convincing wins in a row now. Do you feel like it's clicking? Do you feel like, all right, this team is clicking the way it should be?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I've said this in previous, the last 4 games, we had that meeting, prior to South Florida. I feel like, we should have played like that, from the get-go. And then, I apologize, to the fans. Finally they're seeing some Charleston basketball. It's great, to see it now. So I wish we could have did that, earlier in the year. But now, we're definitely going into the right direction.
Down 17-3. What's kind of during the timeout? What are y'all talking about?
They started the game with a ton of offensive rebounds, so we had to clean that up, and then just play with more energy. It starts on the defensive end when you give up 17 points in the first two medias, and then offense will come. We weren't generating bad looks, but yeah, defensively we needed to pick it up, and then the offense would come.
We got one more. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Colby's return, I know he didn't have a dominant game, but I certainly thought he gave you guys a different look.
No, he's going to give us a different look. I just thought it was the prudent thing to insert him right in the starting line. He's going to be one of our main guys. He hasn't played in 8 weeks, or whatever the case is. Thought he was good. We had a minute restriction, so we were going to cap him at 25 and playing 23. We could have used him down the stretch if we needed him. Felt like, we got up 15 or so. I felt like the guys could handle it. He's a complete veteran. But, put the shooting aside, toughness. He's not going to forget to call out a switch. He's going to recognize another team's action. He's going to know how to play, multiple positions on offense and our offensive sets. He's going to make the right decision. We've got a lot of young guys, and they made some good plays tonight. Sis Davis, Chad Traylor, Scholl, Martin. Those guys are all freshmen or first-year college players, and so we have a lot of those mistakes that we obviously aren't perfect. And some of the mistakes you don't even see because they're not as glaring as the glaring ones. But a guy like Colby doesn't necessarily make those mental mistakes and helps our team immensely. And so it was great to have him back out there.
When you went down 17-3, is part of you going, oh gosh, like what's going on here, or are you pretty confident that things would level out?
No, it's I said I think the guy's name's Steve. He hyped up the crowd. It was like the best energy that I've felt since I've been here. To be honest with you. I thought he did an amazing job, got everybody up, and then it turns into 17-3 Drexel. So I don't know what that says. I wanted to keep doing it, and I want us to not keep doing it. Our biggest issue in that run helped the 3-point shots that we took. The ball never touched the paint. We played along the perimeter and give Drexel credit because they were. And we knew they were going to be a 3-2 zone, and they were going back and forth between that and man. And our inability to not test them and get in the lane and then spray out, shoot a spray out three, your chances are much greater on the going need. And we didn't get enough at the rim. And you can give Drexel credit, they came out, but we got to do a better job of establishing how we want to play at the very beginning of the game, getting the ball in the paint. We didn't do that.
Besides this turnover, Jalen was not perfect, but certainly really, really, really good.
He's playing awfully well. Jalen's got the gift of size at his position. He's 6'4", he's solid, he's strong, and he's really composed. He plays the game at his pace. At times he'll take a point guard into the post, and he's still really slow. And it's hard because if you double him, he's got great vision. He's really unselfish. Even a lob that looked like an air ball was a specific pass to Cho. He just can really play. So he's had a great few weeks. I think as long as he continues to have the practice habits that he's had, he'll play like he's playing. We need a couple other guys to play better, to be quite honest. And if we do, we get everybody playing better on both ends of the floor, and we'll be the team that I expect us to be.
Christian Reeves, I thought, gave you some really good energy minutes there. Really went after some, did just cover that.
Yeah, we got a great 1-2 punch. Again, Scholl's learned. He makes an awful lot of mistakes. I would say I pull my hair out, but I don't have any. But Christian, rebounded the ball in the second half. He was stronger with the ball around the rim in the second half. And that's who he's got to be for us. You know, Joel isn't your prototype homestuck player. Christian is. And we want to get the ball to him in the lane. A little funky, a little bit difficult to do that at times against a 3-2 zone. You're not necessarily sealing somebody because different defenders are covering you. But that's where we want to go when he's in the game. And I think he did a much better job rebounding the ball. And even played Panoff when he was at the 5 in the last 2-3 minutes. A really good job. So, yeah, Christian's getting better.
Was this and that stretch in the second half? I mean, obviously, Mr. Dean aside, but was that what you were looking at and saying, going into the season, this is what I think we're going to look like?
You know, not really. I think we can be an awful lot better. I think that, you know, the injuries and just not even the ones that have kept guys out of games, but have given us an inability to practice and guys playing, you know, different positions. And you know, please don't forget about Will Mortimer. You know, when our bigs weren't playing very well, he came in and changed the game in the Virgin Islands. So we miss him. He's got some toughness. He won't back down to anybody. And when our other 5s aren't listening at times, so I could always count on Will. So that's really hurt us. Colby was sort of an emergency 5, and he's been held. And so I've just prayed every night that our other 5 would get it. Yeah, it's been musical chairs to say the least.
You mentioned TD rocking tonight. Felt like it brought a lot of energy. 1-0 in CAA play. Do you have a message to Cougar faithful going into?
Yeah, just stay with us. I mean, like I think we're getting better. Obviously, we've won 4 in a row. We're starting to get at full strength. Colby's going to hit his stride. You know, Connor's a much better player than he played tonight, and he's honestly played the last few games. And I think when he and Jalen start becoming the backcourt that I know they're capable of being, I just think that the sky's the limit for our team. But we got to earn that. If we didn't earn it in the first 10 minutes, we earned it with our effort in the second half.
So what, boy? Are you good? Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Safe draft.